Hi, welcome to Loft 801. My name is Diego, and today I'm talking about The Shadow's Edge, a 2025 Chinese-Hong Kong action thriller directed by Larry Yang and starring Jackie Chan, Zhang Zifeng, Tony Leung Ka-fai, Sisha, Wen Junhui, and many more. What an absolute joy this movie was. I had a super duper fun time watching The Shadow's Edge. Muhammad recommended this one to me, so thank you to him, because if I'd seen this back in 2025, there's a pretty good chance this would have ended up on my top 10 list. FYI, this review will not contain any spoilers, but I will be using footage from the movie, so keep that in mind. The setup follows a group of highly skilled criminals who manage to compromise Macau's modern surveillance system and pull off a nearly flawless heist. With the police relying heavily on facial recognition, artificial intelligence, and digital tracking, they suddenly find themselves completely outmatched. Their solution is to bring back retired surveillance expert Wong Tak-chong, played by Jackie Chan, back into the field to teach a younger team how to track people the old-fashioned way. That central idea immediately worked for me because it feels relevant and it feels universal. Technology can make our jobs easier, but convenience can also weaken the skills that we deem essential. Think about how much reading and writing skills have gone down the drain since ChatGPT became so prevalent. Or think about how little good art you see nowadays because now everything is AI generated. As a society, we are losing our hard-earned critical thinking and artistic skills in exchange of convenience and speed. That is exactly why Wong becomes so valuable. He still possesses the instincts everyone else allowed technology to take over. Actual field experience, patience, and the ability to read human behavior instead of waiting for a computer to hand him an answer. His usefulness also leads into something I really appreciated about this movie, which is how much respect it treats its older characters with. A lot of modern films typically introduce older characters just so the younger cast can mock them, ignore them, and magically be better than them at everything. The Shadow's Edge never treats Wong that way. Jackie Chan carries real authority from the moment he arrives. At the same time, the movie doesn't make the younger officers incompetent to prove his value. They're still capable people, they've just been trained to operate in a system that no longer works. So watching Wong train them is what I imagine it would feel like trying to teach Gen Z how to navigate using a map and a compass. They might understand the destination, but their instincts have to be rebuilt, and that training takes time. The younger officers don't become brilliant surveillance experts after one inspirational speech and a quick montage. They make mistakes, break cover, and slowly become better through repetition. So their progress feels earned, which makes the passing of the torch aspect of the movie feel more satisfying. Of course, this is still a Jackie Chan movie, so let's talk about the incredible action. The fights have that familiar prop-based creativity associated with Jackie Chan's earlier work. Chairs, tables, walls, doorways, and entire apartments become part of the choreography. But there is more weight and exhaustion behind everything now, at least with our older fighters. You feel the impact, and the characters often look like they are fighting out of desperation rather than showing off. When it comes to the younger fighters, they definitely have a sense of arrogance and showmanship that aligns perfectly with their characters. That confidence spills into the movie's larger action sequences where everything is heightened and ridiculous in the best possible way. People jump from enormous buildings and parachute away. Characters survive situations that would turn an average person into a stain on the pavement. Heck, Fu Lung-sang fights what feels like an entire phone book of people by himself. Is any of it realistic? Absolutely not, and that's okay. I still enjoyed all of it. I miss when action movies weren't afraid to lean into silly spectacle like this. The Shadow's Edge understands that sometimes the coolest possible version of a scene is more impactful than the most believable version. Like this year's The Furious, the filmmaking lets you appreciate all of the fighting and choreography without getting lost in choppy editing. The camera usually stays close to the fighters, putting us right in the middle of the struggle while keeping every movement and exchange easy to follow. Just as importantly, the movie knows when to pull back and build tension. The opening portion is fairly action-heavy, with much of the middle becoming a slow surveillance thriller. Wong and Fu begin studying one another from opposite sides, and the story starts to feel like an intellectual chess match, where either player might suddenly flip the board over and stab somebody with a pawn. That dynamic works because Tony Leung Ka-fai is fantastic. Fu could have easily been a criminal mastermind hiding in a dark room and giving speeches about money. But Leung makes him feel wary, intelligent, and guided by a strange sense of personal honor. He understands the consequences of every decision his crew makes. That makes him stand out even further from his adoptive sons, who are younger, more impulsive, and increasingly driven by greed. Fu's sense of age and experience is what makes him such a great counterpart to Wong, because both men understand the game on a deeper level than the people around them. Chen and Leung bring an incredible amount of gravitas to the film, playing characters who can anticipate consequences, read other people, and recognize how quickly the world is changing. They stand on opposite sides of the story, but that mutual understanding creates a connection between them, even when they're trying to kill each other. The score by Nicolas Errèra adds even more weight to that connection. During the surveillance sequences and action scenes, the music gives the movie a steady pulse. When the story slows down and focuses on its aging characters, the score becomes more melancholic and reflective. It helps the movie move between large-scale spectacle and smaller emotional scenes, without making it feel like two separate movies were stitched together. That same balance carries over into the film's visual presentation. There is a scale and seriousness to the visuals that make the movie feel larger than a typical police thriller or heist movie. In fact, there were a few scenes that kind of reminded me of Christopher Nolan's Batman movies, especially in the way The Shadow's Edge combines urban environments, heavy sound design, and sudden bursts of violence. That ambition helps justify the 2-hour and 21-minute runtime. The movie has a lot to juggle, but it gives its action, surveillance work, relationships, and escalating conflict enough room to develop. The only time I really started to feel the length was during the end. The movie reaches several points where it feels like it's ready to conclude, and then another scene starts playing. It's kind of like saying goodbye to somebody in a parking lot, and then you continue to have a conversation with them for the next 20 minutes right next to your car. I still enjoyed what came afterward, and the tension was still good, but the movie probably could have ended a little bit sooner. Outside of that though, I had a complete blast with this movie. If you enjoy martial arts movies, surveillance thrillers, heist stories, or Jackie Chan, The Shadow's Edge is an absolute must-watch. Even if Kung Fu is not normally your thing, there's enough tension, character work, and emotional weight here to make the movie worth your time. It's a smart and exciting reminder that new technology may change the game, but it cannot replace the instincts and wisdom earned through years of experience. You can upgrade the system, but you cannot download the experience. So, The Shadow's Edge is a strong recommendation from me. Thank you for listening to my review of The Shadow's Edge. If you enjoyed the review, leave a like and hit subscribe. If you did not enjoy the review, thank you for sticking around. As always, I would love to read what you have to say, so leave a comment and let me know what you're thinking. Also, if there's something you want to see reviewed, don't forget to let me know and I will do my best to get to it. Mohammed, again, thank you for the request. Lastly, if you want to see some more from me, then you can check out my vlogs linked up above or my podcast, Good Friends. Again, thank you for watching. My name is Diego, and I will see you next time.